activity in the United Kingdom in an area of an alien hotspot. And there's claims that they saw men abducted by 4-fingered, 6-foot aliens. The picturesque Scottish village of Bonnybride is one of the world's most prolific UFO hotspots, with so many sightings witnessed there. Around 300 annual sightings and government investigation. Bonnybride, a serene Scottish village, catapulted to fame as one of the globe's leading UFO hotspots. It boasts some 300 sightings every year. That's quite a lot, isn't it? It's notably outpacing well-known extraterrestrial haunts like Area 51 or Roswell. It's nestled within what has been deeply apted the Falkirk Triangle, and often referred to as Scotland's own Roswell. It's a location awash with eerie tales from alien abductions to bizarre spacecraft sightings. It's fueling talk that it could be a portal to another dimension. What other explanation could they give? UFO aficionados and even government entities have been drawn in by the growing conspiracy theories, with calls for action reaching the ears of 4 prime ministers. One particular chilling episode from 1992 saw buddies Gary Wood and Colin Wright alleging a harrowing captivity and abduction by aliens aboard a space vessel, a craft, as they journeyed near Tarbrax in South Lanarkshire. Around 10 p.m., they witnessed an ominous black object suspended in the skies, uniquely unlit yet distinct, with a round base and a trio of segments measuring some 30 feet across. I've been doing this job for 45 years. I honestly believe that somewhere in the skies of this planet we are dealing with non-human intelligence, claims Malcolm Robinson, a seasoned UFO investigator. He further contends that agencies such as NASA, the American government, and the Pentagon are all delving into these otherworldly encounters. These baffling events are giving center stage in a novel documentary series broadcast on Blaze, where specialists globally endeavor to fathom extraordinary concentration of UFO activity in certain areas, and also within the so-called Falkirk Triangle over the Scottish cities of Falkirk, Glasgow, and Edinburgh, according to reports from the Mirror. The friends reportedly blacked out for what they believe was 10 to 15 seconds, only to regain consciousness with their car facing the opposite direction and an hour of time inexplicably lost. The incident, which has since been dubbed the A70 incident, is documented in a 2-page report found within the secret government X-Files and was sent to the Ministry of Defense UFO desk in 1996, 4 years after this encounter took place. And the report was entitled Unexpected Aerial Sighting, is based on evidence provided by Mr. Wood, who at the time was 33 years old, an ambulance technician from Edinburgh. Malcolm Robinson, a paranormal investigator, stated, days after the incident, both men found scars on their bodies that were not there before. Their wives refused to believe them, and their colleagues at work refused to believe them as well. After researching paranormal experiences in the local library, they contacted Malcolm, who suggested they undergo hypnosis, and the results were astonishing. Recalling the incident in 1996, Gary said, I saw 3 creatures coming towards my car. I felt intense pain like an electric shock. Then I was in some room. I saw things like wee men moving about, doing something to me. I could only see up. Then the 6-foot creature approached. He described the creature as being white-gray in color with a large head and dark eyes, with a long, slender neck, very slim shoulders and waist, and there were either ribs or folds of skin on its body. The arms were like ours, but there were very long 4 fingers. During the 1990s, the Ministry of Defense UFO unit was swamped with reports of mysterious sightings within the Falkirk Triangle, sparking a public frenzy. Enormous meetings were convened as locals and UFO witnesses packed out venues clamoring for explanations. Local councillor Billy Buchanan and Malcolm Robinson tirelessly campaigned for a parliamentary probe, knocking on Down Street's door 4 times to present their case to John Major, Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, and Rishi Sunak, all without success. That's for UK Prime Ministers. We're demanding that the British government open up an inquiry into UFO sightings in Scotland, Malcolm insisted. We're happy to turn over our files and photographs, but I doubt anything will happen. They are too stuck in their ways. They say that these objects do not pose any threat to the security of the UK. The British government will not open up any inquiries. In a chilling encounter from 1979, World War II veteran Bob Taylor, who participated in the liberation of Bergen-Belsen, ventured into Des Moines Law woods in search of stray livestock, and there he stumbled upon a flying dome, a large sphere hovering just above the ground, dark and metallic, with a sandpaper-like texture and equipped with small propellers. From this daunting object, smaller spheres dropped and rolled towards him, dragging him inexorably towards the enigmatic craft, he claims. Bob's last memory was of a peculiar burning smell and a swishing noise before everything turned pitch black. When he regained consciousness, he found himself unable to drive and decided to walk back to his home in Livingston. Upon reaching home, he broke down and told his wife about the attack he had suffered. Bob appeared disheveled and beaten, with his trousers completely torn up. The authorities who arrived at the scene noted indentations on the ground. The investigation concluded that Bob had been subjected to unusual attack event, but unclear by whom or what. The police eventually categorized it as an assault by an unidentified person or persons, putting the report on hold until more evidence could be gathered. Some experts speculate that Bob might have been struck by lightning or experienced a seizure. Throughout the investigations, Bob, described as an honest and reliable man of good character, stuck to his story until his death in 2007. Historian Tony McMahon, who has been researching the sightings, questions why witnesses would expose themselves to ridicule unless they genuinely believed that they had encountered extraterrestrials. Those involved were seen as reputable figures, not as flakes, he says. These were completely normal people who had this absolutely bizarre experience. I think the fact that it has recurred in that area is fascinating. In the case of the Falkirk Triangle, we're dealing with people who are seen as pillars of the community, and what happened to them is quite traumatic. The mystifying Falkirk Triangle has been touted as one of Britain's UFO hotspots, with some claiming that the veil between worlds is especially thin there, offering a gateway to other dimensions. Others postulate the presence of an interstellar pathway threading through an area, positioning it as a prime cosmic rest stop. And while archaeologist Natasha Bilson views such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism, she can't help but note the correlation between UFO sightings and areas rich in archaeological heritage. She said when it comes to UFO sightings, a lot of them are near the archaeological sites such as Stonehenge, she observes. Moreover, Scotland hosts the most extensive network of stone circles across the British Isles. In contrast, Tony McMahon draws our attention to the triangle's proximity to 2 military air bases less than 50 miles away, and its nearness to major airports like Glasgow and Edinburgh. And he suggestedly points out there are two ways of looking at this. One is that what's happening on those military sites is misconstrued as UFO activity, everything from weather balloons to flares, even to cutting-edge technology that the government would rather you did not know about. There is a perfectly good case to be made for that. There's even an argument that alien technology has been shared with us, but that aliens won't share anymore because we keep misusing it against each other. Somebody wrote that after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, aliens decided that was more than enough. And this is on Express UK by Fran Bowden, Amanda Killia, Zasha Wee Teway Wilkinson. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.